What up guys, today I'm going to be reviewing and recapping Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 103, and before I get into it I want to say once again rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, and I also want to get into shouting out some of my new subscribers, one by the name of Vogish, another one by the name of Funtime Goku, another one named Sarah Azam, and another one by the name of Princess Q7500. So big thank you to all of you guys for subscribing to the channel. Now let's get into the review and recap of Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 103. This chapter starts off with Gohan and Goku going back at it. Gohan throws a couple of shots at Goku, but he blocks it, though he does hit him pretty hard at one point, sending him flying. He smashes through a mountain and he sends him flying all the way out to the other end of it, and he's able to take the force because he did block it. So as he's flying back, he does a superhero landing to stop himself from moving back too much. So Goku showcased that he could, handle his power, and he even with Gohan's speed, he could be able to block it. Though this doesn't really show much, it does showcase that Gohan and Goku are not, like, one or the other is not well above each other. They do have like a bit of it's a bit of a stalemate between the two until Goku is able to unleash more of his power as he focuses in, and he basically unleashes more power afterwards. And as he does this, we see the image that's been becoming a little more popular where he ends up behind Gohan and he ends up kicking him, which a lot of people mentioned that Gohan didn't look like he was hurt from the kick, but just mostly surprised. But he sends him flying, and then he starts doing a couple of moves. He slams him down to the ground. Gohan goes underwater. He jumps out, and as he jumps out, he's trying to kick Goku from his back, but as he does this, Goku obviously dodges it since he has mastered Ultra Instinct. And then this transitions into, Goku just easily dodging a bunch of Gohan's punches. He's trying to punch him from left and right and hit him in many different ways, but Goku's just able to, casually, dodge it effortlessly. And Vegeta does say that Bastard Kakarot, his Ultra Instinct, is steering the game in his favor. So even Vegeta admitted that Ultra Instinct, with its ability, is able to give Goku the advantage and, make the fight change into his favor. But it does change up a little bit later. But after this, we see as Goku and Gohan are still going at it, Vegeta says, I guess there's indeed a gap in experience between the two, huh? And this is kind of the argument that a lot of people have been using now, is that Gohan is more powerful than Goku, but the difference between Goku and Gohan is that Goku has more experience than Gohan, and his ability gives him the ability, the ability to perceive damage and dodge it accordingly without even his brain being able to register it or needing to register it. So it does give him an advantage there. And like I said, that's kind of an argument that a lot of people are making, or saying that, yeah, he might be more powerful, but it's just that Goku's ability and hacks are above him. So it's kind of more of a debate of that now. But after this, Gohan showcases more of his power, and he powers up, not fully, but he powers up quite a bit, and he's on one of this tree, and then he just dashes. He dashes so fast that he just destroys the tree, and we can't even see him, and Vegeta even is like, wow, he even says himself, so fast. He was caught off guard and by surprise. But as this is happening, he's still not able to hit Goku. Goku's able to casually dodge him, though we do see he's getting closer and closer as he kind of like scratches him on the face and nearly hits him in the body. So Goku realizes that even though he is faster than him and can dodge him at this point, Gohan's power is increased, and especially his speed, so much to the point where he's kind of closing that gap more. And he pretty much does. He ends up punching Goku in the stomach pretty hard, and then he ends up kicking him, sending him flying and like destroying the landscape. And then this is also the other scene where a lot of people are using for the argument of for why Beast Gohan is stronger than Goku, because when he does this, Vegeta says he went past the evasion speed of Ultra Instinct, and then Gohan says, there you have it. Goku even says, hey, ouch, 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 what the hell was even that? And then he said, just as I was about to berserk, I raised my ki and controlled it, kinda. About to berserk, then controlling it. And then Gohan goes on to say, currently this is the only way I can draw out the max power of this form. And Goku says, I get it now. You've got a lot on your mind. So this is pretty interesting. So what happened? Gohan was able to surpass Goku's speed, as Vegeta stated. That Ultra Instinct, the thing about it is not just regular speed, because usually when you see a character, you're seeing their top level of speed, like how fast they're able to move. But with Ultra Instinct, you're able to go above that, not by increasing more of your speed, but more of your focus, and your body's like needs less time to react. So like usually when we see a character getting faster or moving faster, it's just because they increase their speed. Whereas in this case, it's more of technical and more of stylistic increase. So like let's say you're in a fight, you might be slower than somebody and the person might be a faster puncher, but of you're better at timing the person and you're better skilled, you can catch the guy a lot easier and hit him more. Even though the person can hit faster than you, the fact that you are able to, you know, control that speed and you know how to perceive their movements and what to do, you can move faster than somebody who is naturally faster than you. So just because somebody's faster does not mean that they will be able to hit you more. As long as you're more skilled and you know what to do, you'll be able to catch them. So that's what they were saying right here, that Goku was able to basically use his Ultra Instinct to surpass Gohan in speed, not because he's faster than him, but because the technique itself allows his body to move accordingly so it doesn't waste any energy and is already prepared to, you know, react to what's going to happen. But he was able to surpass this with a high level of power. And I've mentioned this a couple of times before, because I know I had some, you know, Dragon Ball fans saying some of the dumbest shit, saying Ultra Instinct means that he cannot be hit at all. And I stated in my videos that no, that's not the case. Master Ultra Instinct, yes, it does, you know, heighten his reflexes to the highest level, but that just means that he can increase his speed higher without having to move faster or be faster. That's it. There is still a limit. If he fights against somebody who is a lot faster than him or a bit more faster than him, he will still be able to be hit. The only difference is now that he wouldn't need to increase his speed to be able to move faster and more fluid. It is just more like on a technical aspect than a, you know, raw physical aspect. But a lot of people were making it sound like by him having this technique that he can never be hit. The only, you know, ability that this technique grants is to be more precise, more efficient with your attacks, and make it kind of move faster without having to put more power into it, and your body basically being able to react on its own. So no matter whether you're like caught off guard or whatever, you can still move. But if a person's faster than you, they can hit you. And then Gohan also stating the fact that he couldn't use his full power right away. What he does is he can't really control his power, kind of like Broly. So he has to use a bit lower power until he hits. Once when he hits, then he can use more. So that's what happened to Goku. He kind of caught Goku's Ultra Instinct off guard. 1, by having more speed than him, and 2, by the fact that he went from being a little bit slower to a lot faster pretty quick. So that shift in speed kind of caught you know, the Master Ultra Instinct off guard, because it increases speed instantly. So that's why he hit him. And him going into his base form, a lot of people also try to use this, saying that, oh, by Goku going into his base form, this pretty much means that Gohan is stronger than him, right? But we've seen Goku, sometimes he stops in the middle of fights and powers down for no reason. Also, like I said, he was caught off guard. He didn't notice. I don't think it was because it seriously was like devastating to the point where the punch was so powerful that it would knock him out of his, you know, Master Ultra Instinct state. More so that he didn't expect that damage and he was just caught off by surprise or caught off guard. But then after this, we have Whis and Beerus talking. Whis says, "Is son, Goku's son, a Super Saiyan?" And Whis says, "No, it seems a bit different. However, it's not a divine technique either. Apparently, he's specially gifted." And then Lemon comes in there with some juice and says, "You guys want something to drink?" Now, this is kind of interesting, but not... Beerus doesn't know the difference between the Super Saiyan forms, even the Super Saiyan God at this point, but that's to be expected. He doesn't really care. He's kind of like absent-minded with what they do. And, you know, Whis telling him that, no, it's different, and he explains that it's not even a divine technique either, which I have problems with that, and I will talk about that towards the end of this video, so just wait till the end of this video. But I don't really like that, if I'm being honest, but he stated it's not a divine technique. It's just like a regular one where, like with the other Super Saiyan forms, where they get so angry and they have a lot of power that they just basically transform and become even more powerful. So after this, Gohan and Goku go back and forth a little bit more. Gohan is a little bit more aggressive, and it's showcasing that, you know, Gohan does have that power within him. But as this fight is going on, Goku basically stops and he says, "Alright, that's it." And he says, "I've seen enough of your strength. It's really awesome." So he basically stops the fight. Now, this doesn't mean Goku lost. It just means that Goku wasn't going in there for to see who was going to win. The whole point of the fight was just to gauge his power, which that's one of the reasons why we want to see, you know, them continue on with the story after the Dragon Ball superhero stuff, because we want to see where their powers lie, right? But the problem with this, with Goku gauging his power, we still don't know how powerful Gohan is. Goku as a character might know, you know, where his power lies, but he didn't reveal that information to us, so we still don't know, but at least Goku knows where he lies, which I guess is kind of good, but for me it's kind of annoying. But after this, Vegeta says, "No sure, no sure." He said, "You sure? No winner, no loser." And then Goku said, "Well, it was never about winning against Gohan. I just want to check his strength, and I'm glad to have more to look forward to." So even Vegeta's kind of like us. He's like, "So you don't want to make sure who's the winner and who's the loser?" He's just like us, he wants to know definitively who would win in the fight, whereas Goku doesn't really care. He's just like, you know what, it doesn't matter about that, I just want to test him out. And that's kind of how Goku and Vegeta's mentalities are usually, where Vegeta, he goes in to prove how strong he is and that he's better than other people, and he goes in to see their strength, so he's more focused on who's better, and he doesn't like being shown that he's not the best. Whereas Goku doesn't care if somebody's better than him, he actually enjoys that. So it's never about winning. For Goku, it's just about having a good fight, whereas Vegeta's about, you know, showing domination, which I personally more aligned with Vegeta. I get where Goku's coming from, but I'm more aligned with Vegeta, especially as a viewer. We want to know who's going to win, especially as a power scaler. We want to know who's going to win, who lies where in the power, but Goku doesn't really care about that. He just wants a good fight. So after this, he gets Broly into it because Goku mentions how Broly and Gohan are pretty similar. They can't control their power. They both use beastly forms. They use a lot of rage, so it would be best for them to fight each other. So, you know, it'll kind of train Broly, which I think is also kind of lazy that these forms are just beast forms, which is basically just meaning that they get power from rage, which we've seen forever throughout Dragon Ball. It's nothing new, but now they're acting like it's some big deal. I don't know why. But as they fight, Gohan is easily able to beat the crap out of Broly. He's punching him, he's kicking him around, and Broly, you can see he's actually being hurt pretty badly. But Broly's in his base form, so it's not like he's going all out. But as the fight progresses, he does transform into a Super Saiyan, so it's a little bit more fair. And it's pretty interesting because Goku goes on to say, whoa, he's a Super Saiyan, but not with the white eyes this time. And Vegeta goes on to say, well, that worked out. He went Super Saiyan and made it his own. That amazing power is unlike anyone's Super Saiyan. And Whis goes on to say, thanks to Gohan, Broly's son seems to have achieved some growth. He only managed to become a Super Saiyan. Son Goku seems to have better control over his powers. Okay, so he did go Super Saiyan. Goku mentioned that his eyes turn white. Whenever they turn white, that's an indication that they've lost it and they lost control. But I personally think that it would be cool to just have that at one point, just have that as the look, because a lot of times now they're just like, oh yeah, the white eyes stay for a bit when they lose control, but once they get control, they get their pupils back. I like the pure white eye stuff, but they do acknowledge that when they do lose control, they do lose their pupil. It's not just a visual effect that we see, it actually happens in their world. But Goku's like, whoa, I'm impressed. He's able to control his Super Saiyan, and Vegeta even agrees that, yeah, he made it more of his own. And Gohan's also shocked by how powerful his Super Saiyan is, because remember, he wasn't in the fight in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, Vegeta and Goku stating that he's controlled him more. They're not saying that he has full control over his Super Saiyan yet, but he has better understanding than before when Goku and Vegeta were fighting him, which I think is kind of dumb because, yes, it makes sense that Gohan's more similar to him, so he would learn more, but literally the fight just started, and instantly Broly just learned how to control his Super Saiyan a lot better. I just think that's a little too quick and a little too ridiculous for me that he was able to obtain it that quick. I get Gohan being the one to showcase to him how to control his power, but I thought it was a little too fast, and it didn't really make much sense. And then, you know, Whis also stating that Broly has achieved, Broly and Gohan have, you know, achieved some growth, basically showcasing that they have learned to control their power a little bit more, which that's their biggest problem. They have a lot of power, they just don't have the control, whereas Goku and Vegeta, they do have a lot of power, but and they have definitely a lot of control, but they need way more power. So that's kind of where they lie. And Beerus is saying, well, that's not that impressive. Goku could easily go in Super Saiyan or control it. But remember, Goku and Gohan have their mastered Super Saiyan form. Whereas Broly, he has kind of the unmastered, so maybe at some point later on we'll see a mastered Super Saiyan Broly, which would be way stronger because we know that's what happened with Goku and Gohan when they were preparing for the Cell games, right? But I also don't think that's anything impressive. I don't know what Beerus is getting at. Like, oh, Goku can control better, so okay, whatever. I think this is just kind of like Toriyama telling us, hey, yeah, we know that Broly gets ridiculously more powerful just by going Super Saiyan. Even Gohan admits it. But at least Goku and Vegeta and them can control it better. So what? He's able to surpass them easily, and his Super Saiyan transformation is able to surpass multiple of their transformations, even their God forms. So that isn't like, oh my gosh, Goku's so great. It's like, really, that's the best you have, is that you can control Super Saiyan more? That's nothing to be proud of. But even as he goes into a Super Saiyan form and he's controlled it more, he's not really able to do really much to Gohan. Gohan's able to pretty much easily dominate him, spinning him around and throwing him. Whis goes on to say, so does that make him another candidate for the God of Destruction? No, not him. He's the Seers type. He wouldn't resort to destruction. And Whis goes on to say, you are correct. Now, I don't know if he's talking about Broly or Gohan, because they did mention Broly. And this does seem to be them talking right after that. So most likely Broly. Some people might assume Gohan, because Gohan is more serious, but I would have used a different word for Gohan. It would have been like, he's more like, you know, gentle or fragile to do something like that. So I don't think they're talking about Gohan. I think they're talking definitely about Broly, because there was, I think there was at least one person that I saw their comments saying that, who knows, maybe in the future the candidates might be between Goku and Broly might become the new God of Destruction, which I think that's a pretty cool idea, because he does have a lot of the destructive nature and power, and he is very powerful, and he gains power really quick. So if he had the position of a God of Destruction, he would become very powerful and very quick. But Beerus stating that no, he wouldn't do good for a God of Destruction because he's too serious and he wouldn't resort to destruction, is kind of dumb, because here's the thing. In the last chapter, he was stating once again that, Goku, you could become the God of Destruction if you surpass me. And it's like, Goku's like, I don't want to do that shit. And I'm just like, wait. Why does he keep on asking Goku? Goku, yes, he's powerful, but the problem with him is he does not like destroying. He just likes to have a fun fight, but he doesn't want to destroy planets and kill people. Beerus at this point should know that. And it's crazy that he keeps on pushing on Goku. And some people might say, well, he has great potential. But at this point, there's many other people that have way more potential than Goku and can get more powerful than him. So I don't know why he's so fixated and up Goku's ass about that. Goku clearly doesn't want to do it. He's not a good fit. And there's other people who are more powerful and have more potential. So why waste your time on him? It's stupid. But then when it comes to Broly, and we suggest that Broly might be a good candidate, now for some reason he's like, no, 100%, I don't think it'll be good. So you can analyze Broly instantly and say he wouldn't be perfect. But Goku, the guy you should know at this point that fucking wouldn't be a good choice, you keep on going in. It just pisses me off. His character sounds like a dumbass. You can't be saying some stupid shit like, no, Broly is not good because of this. But then Goku, I'm going to keep on going up his ass about it, even though he's not good for this position in any way, especially personality-wise. But after this, as Broly and Gohan are going back and forth, Vegeta's getting a little irritated, and he yells at, hey, it's my time. You let me fight too. Fight me, Gohan. You've had enough with him already. And then Gohan goes on to say, wait a minute. Why does everybody want to fight me? And then Goten and Trunks also want to get into the fight. So it is kind of annoying that Vegeta jumps himself in, because I want to see more of Broly and Gohan's fight. We didn't really get to see anything. We just saw a little bit of a back and forth, sparring match, but it does make sense that Vegeta would want to get in, because Goku already had his fight against Gohan and now Broly is doing it, so it makes sense Vegeta wants it. But still, I'm just like, come on, man, let them finish it out so we can see more. But he wants to jump in, and then Goten and Trunks too, which I don't know why they're gonna jump in. You guys are weak as shit, bro. Like, literally, you fought Gohan earlier, and he was bodying you guys. You guys weren't even a challenge. He didn't even go into beast form to beat you, so why do you want to jump in now? But after this, not only does Goten and Trunks jump in, but so does Goku. So it's a free-for-all and battle royale with, like, literally all the Saiyans. Is Goku, Vegeta, Goten and Trunks, Broly, and Gohan. And as they're fighting, Whis is like, oh my goodness, and even Beerus is like, I can't bear to look at this. So as the fight passes on, they basically end up, using up all their energy. They all fall down. They go back into their base, so they de-transform. We don't see the fight. Obviously, they skip over most of it. They just show the beginning of the scuffle and then the end of the fight itself. So it started off with Goku versus Gohan. That fight didn't get concluded. Goku just wanted to see how powerful he was. Then he said, hey, Broly, you should go against Gohan because you have problems controlling your power, and so does he, and you're both very similar. So they got into a little bit of fight. We really didn't get to see fully, where they're at in their power. We do know that even when Broly transformed to a Super Saiyan, it didn't give him enough advantage to beat Gohan, but like I said, we didn't get to fully see it, and then Vegeta got second tired, jumped in, and then we had a whole battle royale with everybody in there, which kind of looks cool, but if I'm being honest, it is a disappointment because I do want to see more specifically the individuals fight and see where they lie in the power. But it was, I guess, kind of entertaining to see them all jump in and fight. But after this, Goku is like, you know what? He notices the Red Ribbon Army guys are there, and he's like, it's kind of unfair to keep them here, so let's take them back. So he's trying to take them back. He says, I'm taking these guys back to Earth. I guess you and I should go home for a while too. And Vegeta says, you're right. I better go home or Bulma will forget about me. And they say bye to Beerus as they leave. Which is true because they've been gone for quite a while. I know usually they get a lot of shit for going off and training a bunch, but they do care about their family. It's just that they have important things to do when it comes to training, especially now with the whole Black Frieza thing. But they've gauged a little bit more of the other powers. So Goku arrives back and he's there. He teleports to where Piccolo is, and he says, "Yo, Piccolo, a long time no see." And he's just wondering, what are these guys all doing here? And as he sees this, he sees that the Red Ribbon Army guys are there, and he said, what are these guys? What? And then Goku's like, it's true. You're indeed different from the Piccolo I've seen. He's like, well, yeah. And then Goku goes on to say, can I just test your new skills for once? And he says, no, I'm not going to pick a fight. He's like, I'm not going to do it right now. He's going to have to pick up Pan with Gohan now. And so, okay, Goku wants to fight Piccolo. He was analyzing Piccolo. Piccolo was looking at the Red Ribbon Army guys saying, what the hell, what are they doing here? And he was kind of a little annoyed, but Goku kind of changed the topic as he was kind of studying and analyzing, Piccolo, and he was realizing that, yeah, he has changed and he's gotten more powerful. He doesn't know to what extent, but he does know that he's definitely changed in power. And Piccolo's like, look, I'm not going to fight you right now. I really need to pick up Pan. And then this does transition over into something pretty funny, whereas Goku's like, wait, Pan? Kind of like confused, like, who's Pan? And Vegeta's going off on him. He's like, this is the worst. She's your granddaughter. And then even Gohan's like, what the hell? And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. So, yeah, he forgot about Pan. He forgot he had a granddaughter. And Piccolo's kind of annoyed. He's like, okay, for your punishment, you're coming with me. He's like, okay, whatever. But it's kind of funny. People a lot of times say Goku's a bad father, and he is kind of a bad friend. And I wouldn't say he's a bad father, but he is very absent-minded, and he thinks more about, he's kind of like somebody who's autistic. Autistic people, they can't focus. They focus on a certain thing and kind of ignore everything else around them. And with that hyper-focused attitude, it does help them achieve big goals, but it also makes them forget about other things in their life. And Goku's kind of like that, where he has one focus and he focuses on that and forgets everything else. So he forgot about her, and Piccolo's annoyed. Vegeta's like, what the hell are you doing? And this also does add into the whole thing that Vegeta's better than Goku, but remember, Goku's mentality is different. I know they're both Saiyans, but the difference is Vegeta's brain fully functions properly, whereas Goku seems like he might be on some type of spectrum or have some mental disorder. He might be a special, Saiyan. He might be special in more cases than one, is what I'm saying. But as this happens, we see Magenta leaving with his henchmen, and I was just kind of worried. I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me that he's going to analyze this and do another thing, because I'm sick and tired of the Red Ribbon Army at this point. But he goes on to say, after all, we wouldn't make a single Zenny by conquering the world. Seriously, from now on, I'm going to stop doing useless things and focus on developing drugs. And his assistant is like, yeah, let's do it. So what happened was, he was saying that seeing their new power and how powerful they are and how many there are, he's like, you know what, this is pointless. I know, we went on to do this plan before, or he's not Magenta, he's Magenta's assistant, but he realized that yes, Magenta and the Red Ribbon Army, the plan was to try to conquer the world once again and have all these new powers to take down these alien forces, but he realized at this point that there's no point, they're too dangerous, there's nothing we can do, and he just gives up, which I think is great because, if I'm being honest, I do not want to see another one, and I think that is kind of annoying. And when they let him survive and they came to the planet, I was a little pissed off, but since they saw what happened and saw the level of power and just realized that they just couldn't match up, and then they might as well just quit, I think that's really great. So I like the fact that, they realized that and they just ended it. So we don't have to see any more of the Red Ribbon Army. After this, as they see Pan realizes Goku, and she kind of gets like a little bit like angry. But I think she just wants to, attack him for two reasons. One, she's kind of a little annoyed that she hasn't seen her grandpa. And then two, she wants to test his power because they keep on talking about how powerful Goku is. So she tries to speed blitz him, ends up trying to kick him while Goku's waving at her. And he turns around and blocks her kick. Which was a great little moment between, Goku and Pan. But after this, we have Goku, Pan, and Gohan and Piccolo. They're all walking with Pan. They're talking with each other. They don't show what they're talking about, but they're just talking. And Goku and Pan basically fly off. They fly off, and Piccolo says bye to the teacher as he also flies off. So we see more of this, and this is pretty much the end of this manga chapter. And then this was pretty much the end of it. And I want to go into talking about the other stuff in this chapter and what I felt about it, what I thought about it, and the direction that Dragon Ball is going into. So since that was the end of this chapter, what do I think about it? There was quite a bit of stuff. There's quite a bit of fighting. We had Goku versus Gohan. We had Gohan versus Broly. And then we had a battle royale with everybody in it. Then we had Goku and the rest of the gang coming back to Earth to see everybody. They see Piccolo. Goku checks out his power to see a little bit of he's really changed. Piccolo doesn't want to fight right away, so we're going to see that a little bit later. But for right now, they just wanted to pick up Pan, and as Goku sees Pan, they have like a little bit of a moment, and then they all leave. Now, what's going to happen in the next chapter, I think, and my prediction is that in the next chapter, they're going to basically have, everybody coming back together, them seeing their family. We're going to see Bulma and, Chi-Chi chewing out both their husbands, especially Chi-Chi is going to, obviously. So we're going to see a little bit of that. We're also going to see probably everybody getting together. Goku and Vegeta and all of them are going to get all together. You have this, big family and friend party or like stuff, because we've seen that a couple of times that they've done it. So they're all going to have like a big get together, and I have a feeling Goku and Vegeta are going to tell everybody about the big problem that's happening right now. So this is going to be a couple of things. One, they're going to go back to their families, they're going to get some shit, but they're also going to get greeted back into their homes. And then after that, I think they're going to have like a meeting or something where everybody's there, everybody's involved. All the Z Fighters, Bulma's family, and Goku's family, they're all going to be there. And they're going to talk, and I think Goku and Vegeta are going to reveal that Frieza's back. He's not only back, but he's even more powerful. He has a new transformation. He basically one-shotted us both. He was stated that he trained for 10 years in another dimension, but he's got insanely powerful, and we don't know how to beat him. So it's probably going to be them all talking. We're going to have the people that were on Earth talking about what happened with the Red Ribbon Army and Cell Max, and then we're going to have Vegeta and Goku talking about what happened on the planet Sorel when they fought with against Granola, and then when they fought against Gas, and then Frieza coming back and coming back even more powerful. So it's just going to be a rundown chapter, I think. It's just going to be them introducing themselves to the family, getting back into the fold of their family, then everybody getting together and just talking about what happened, what transpired from the Earth side, and then from Goku and Vegeta's side, and then they're going to talk about the problem, saying, well, you guys fixed your problem, it's cool to see that you guys finished it, and Gohan and Piccolo were able to stop it and got a lot stronger, but we have a bigger threat now with Black Frieza coming in. Everybody's going to be concerned on how we're going to beat him, and Goku's going to be like, I gauged, Gohan's power, I want to gauge Piccolo's power a little bit more too, but I realized that we're going to be in a very big danger, because even though people might argue that, well, this might make Beast Gohan stronger than Goku, we don't know 100% if that is the case still, but even if it is, remember, he was fighting Goku in Mastered Ultra Instinct, not in True Ultra Instinct, which was explained in the last chapter by Beerus. He stated that True Ultra Instinct and it was confirmed to be stronger than Master Ultra Instinct. So Gohan was fighting against a weaker version of Goku, or a weaker form of Goku, and that form of Goku wasn't even fully going all out. So we don't really know where his power lies, but from what we've seen, it's either a little bit below Master Ultra Instinct at the same level, or a little bit above. But even if it is above, Goku still has True Ultra Instinct, which should be a lot stronger, and that should surpass Gohan. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people keep on commenting and saying stuff like, I think Gohan is stronger than Black Frieza. I think he's the strongest mortal in the universe that they stated, that we mentioned in the Wish. But it doesn't really make sense that Gohan would be the strongest, because here's the thing. We had the new arc start with Black Frieza being the new villain, right? And we see how powerful he is. He's able to one-shot Goku and Vegeta casually in their new forms. And even in his regular final form, was able to kill Gas, who, even though he kind of looked like he was dying, he was gaining more and more power, and he was already very powerful, right? He was able to kill him and do all that. So if he's that powerful, but now we have Gohan surpassing him in power, what the fuck's the point of Frieza? What's the point of him showing off his power and being a threat and danger if Gohan's already surpassed him, especially with other characters that might not be as strong as Frieza, but are still pretty powerful? It makes no sense. That would ruin the whole arc. We have Frieza getting way stronger, but then we have Gohan already before that gaining more power and surpassing him. What's the point of that? So I think people are being very illogical and acting pretty stupid. It makes no sense for Gohan to pass him. And even if you want to argue that Gohan is stronger than Master Ultra Instinct Goku, that doesn't mean still that he's stronger than Goku himself, because he still has True Ultra Instinct under his belt, which we know is stronger. It's been confirmed. And even with it being stronger, it still lost to Black Frieza easily. Black Frieza wasn't even using all of his power. He casually one-shotted them. So even if you want to put him over Master Ultra Instinct Goku, he will be leagues below Black Frieza. And it makes sense. There's no point of introducing a new villain and having his power be high, and then having the hero already having more power than him. Then what's the point of introducing Black Frieza as such a threat if Gohan's already surpassed him in power? That's just dumb. So he's somewhere around Master Ultra Instinct, whatever you want to place him as. So, like I said, since he would be below him, they'll be all like, well, Gohan's gotten more powerful, Piccolo's gotten more powerful, but this is still not enough to beat Frieza. Goku and Vegeta will be like, we don't know what the full extent of his power is, but from the little taste that he gave us, he is clearly really powerful and way more powerful than us. And fighting with you, Gohan, even though we were sparring, I was able to gauge your power and realize that even though you're very powerful right now, you're still not as powerful as him, and we're going to need to train a lot more. Because Gohan getting his beast form, the whole point of it was him getting the beast form and Piccolo getting the orange form wasn't to say, oh look, now they have power so they can beat Black Frieza. It was basically meaning that they jumped up in power so they can be on the level of Goku and Vegeta. So now when Goku and Vegeta can train with these guys and actually have a full-on sparring training, and by training with them fully, they can get stronger, and so can Gohan and Vegeta, Piccolo, can get stronger, because they're going to need all the power they can to beat Black Frieza. So the only reason they gave them those power was to basically have more people fighting in the fight, and have some sparring guys to spar with to increase their power. So I think that's what they're going to do. But yeah, that's what I'm assuming the next chapter is. Everybody's just getting back with each other, then having a rundown on what's happening, and maybe getting a little bit more talk. Now, let's talk about this chapter itself. Personally, I was disappointed in this chapter, like in the last chapter. Though this chapter had more fighting, there wasn't any real confirmation, there wasn't enough new information, and at this point I really don't care about seeing cool fights. Yes, it's nice to see that, but just having fights and showing them doing back and forth stuff like we saw in this chapter doesn't really mean much when we don't know, what it's about. Like, because we're just seeing these guys fight and do some cool moves and a little bit back and forth, but we don't know who's stronger, where they're at, where their power's at, what's going to happen and what's moving forward. It didn't reveal any new information. It didn't give us anything. It felt kind of like, empty. It's like, well, yes, we got nice fighting, but we didn't get any new information, we didn't get any confirmations. So it's kind of a letdown in my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to like this. They're like, oh my gosh, there's cool fights here and there, but we didn't really gain anything from this chapter. There was nothing that really gave us solid evidence on what's happening. I know a lot of Gohan fans want to say this confirms Gohan stronger, but it really didn't. It did show a great showcase for Gohan, more so than Goku, but it didn't show fully their powers and what they're capable of. So we're going to have to wait a lot more to see the full conclusion of that, which I'm going to be honest, like I said, is going to be kind of a disappointment to me, but that's just the way it is. But yeah, this chapter didn't have enough. It just had a bunch of fighting. Last chapter, they wasted most of it with Goten and Trunks. This chapter, they had more fights that we want to see, but the reason why we want to see those fights was not just to see how cool it looks. We want to know who is more powerful, how powerful these guys are. We wanted some confirmation, but sadly we didn't get that. So they're going to be teasing us a lot more with this. Honestly, if I'm being honest, and I don't think we're going to see the next few chapters. I think we're going to have to wait quite a bit before we get to see anything solid. But it does give us a little bit of a grasp of where their power is, and I wanted them specifically to showcase, where their power lied, because I'm sick and tired of having this debate on who's more powerful, how powerful are these characters, and all this stuff. I just want it to be 100% stated that this is the case or that's the case. So it was good, but it was also disappointing in some areas. Next chapter, I'm not really too excited, but it's going to be, I guess, cool to see them talking with everybody and seeing what's going to be their plan. Because at this point, they tested out the powers. They're training a little bit, but they need to formulate a plan on what they're going to do to fight off Frieza, because he's clearly going to be the big threat they're going to be dealing with now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for next time.